Do you know what it means to be a motherless daughter? Did you know you can have mother loss without mother death? Mother loss comes in many forms, and Motherless Daughters Ministry is here to help you navigate through your particular mother loss. While you are unique, you are definitely not alone. We have 25 years worth of pearls of wisdom to help you on your mother loss journey, and we are sharing all of these pearls with you through this very podcast, Nurturing Words, Voices of Experience, sponsored lovingly by Motherless Daughters Ministry.
Hello, I'm Gladys Bell, your host. We're so glad to have you with us today. Here at Motherless Daughters Ministry, we seek to provide resources that will encourage and support healing from the impact of loss. Today's podcast features a blog written by one of our volunteers who shares a book that meant a lot to her as she traveled the journey of losing her mother through dementia. As a nonprofit working to reach motherless daughters, we want women traveling the journey of mother loss to find the healing they need. Whether through resources, sharing stories, or community groups, we look to connect with you. Right from our website homepage, there are links to receive email updates, leave a voicemail message, schedule a free 15-minute consultation, or sign up for personal coaching. Your prayers, input, and financial support help make a difference in providing content for motherless daughters. If you are blessed by the ministry, please check our show notes to support the efforts here on our podcast. If you are blessed by these episodes, we would love for you to leave a review or share our content. But we also have a way to become a monthly supporter. If you are listening through Buzzsprout, you should see an option right next to the podcast to become a listener supporter. You can also find the link in the show notes.
If you are losing your mother to the horror of dementia, let me recommend a book I just read, Where the Light Gets In, Losing My Mother Only to Find Her Again, by Kimberly Williams Paisley. When I am suffering through something difficult, I find solace in the story of those that have gone before me on the same journey. I scour the public library and online bookstores for fiction and nonfiction stories of others' experiences. I guess I want to know if what I'm feeling is normal. I want to know that I'm not alone. This book gave me just that. Here are a few quotes and a few of the things that Williams Paisley taught me as she shared her story. Each family member may respond to the tragedy of your mom's illness differently. Quote, "My sister Ashley dove into research in a way that no one else had the guts to. She wanted to live out the journey we were facing before it happened so that she could be better prepared when it came." End quote. She goes on to say that another family member responded by focusing on statistics, reducing the illness to numbers that could be analyzed and understood. Still another used work and family as a distraction in the hope that things wouldn't be as bad as the doctors warned. Your mom may become someone you barely recognize. Quote, "As Mom's illness began to overtake her, dementia distracted her view of the world and erupted as extreme sadness, rage, and fear. Gradually, I lost sight of the mother I used to know. I was shocked by the woman who seemed more and more alien." End quote. Watching your mom's mental deterioration will absolutely break your heart. She may struggle to identify the date on a calendar or add simple numbers, and she may believe she just needs to work harder. Quote, "Her determination broke my heart. Even the purpose of numbers didn't make sense. She blamed herself for not understanding. She thought that if she could just tough it out, try a little harder, she could overcome the challenges of her daily life." End quote. As brutal as this is, there are also moments that are simply beautiful. Your mom may experience and display a childlike joy and appreciation. Quote, "Her scrutiny of me had disappeared, replaced by an endearing show of humility and happiness. Her illness gave us a surprising gift, an intense joy that probably came from decreasing self-awareness, end quote. You can still have a relationship with your mom. Quote, when I let go of my tight grip on expectation, I found I could still have some sort of relationship with my mother. I could share love with her in a beautiful new way, end quote. You will be changed, and that's not a bad thing. Quote, my mother is not only presenting me an opportunity to love unconditionally, she's also allowing me to practice being comfortable with what is uncomfortable, to grieve and also embrace what is broken, to know that some days I can receive who my mother is now, and some days I struggle with it, to allow that two opposing thoughts may exist in my head at the same time. I'm grateful for Kimberly Williams Paisley for writing this book, for allowing me to travel the difficult journey with her, for sharing some hard-learned wisdom with me, and most importantly, for letting me know I'm not alone.
We're going to take a short break and then get right back to the podcast.
Mother loss is a lifelong grief journey. The scars go deep and the pain is relentless. It affects every aspect of a woman's being, regardless of age of loss or how the loss occurred. The hole is deep and filled with many emotions. You are invited to our online support community with the Motherless Daughters Ministry online support groups, focusing on the journey and the difficult obstacles that get in the way of healing. To learn more about our weekly support group offerings, visit us online at motherlessdaughtersministry.com.
And now, before we go, let's have a few reflections from our podcast administrator, Sarah Lynn Wells. It's hard not to sit with the weight of what is described. Dementia creates a unique kind of grief because it often feels like you're losing someone long before they're gone. The conversations change, the relationship changes. The person you knew slowly becomes harder and harder to reach. The conversations change, the relationship changes. The person you knew slowly becomes harder and harder to reach. Since writing that blog, Paisley's mom has passed away. That adds another layer to this story, because what began as the grief of watching dementia take pieces of her mother eventually became the grief of saying goodbye completely. It's a reminder that sometimes grief doesn't happen in one moment. Sometimes it unfolds over years. First, there's the diagnosis. Then the gradual losses, the memories, the conversations, the roles you've always known. And then, eventually, comes the final goodbye. It's what we call a double loss. You grieve the mother you once had while she's still living, and then you grieve her death as well. One of the things we talk about through Motherless Daughters Ministry is that not every mother loss begins with death. Some women have experienced a mother who was physically present but emotionally absent. Others grew up with narcissistic mothers, mothers struggling with addiction or mental illness, or mothers who abandoned the relationship altogether. In those situations, there's often an invisible grief because you're mourning the relationship you needed but never truly had. For someone walking through dementia, that feeling can become especially familiar. You're grieving the loss of connection while your mom is still here. You may still be caring for her, visiting her, loving her, and yet wondering where the mom you knew has gone. No matter how the loss comes, it can leave you asking many of the same questions. Who do I turn to now? How do I keep loving someone through this? How do I carry both hope and heartbreak at the same time? That's why Motherless Daughters Ministry exists. We want women to know they don't have to carry these complicated layers of grief alone. Whether your mother died suddenly, slowly through illness like dementia, or whether you've spent years grieving the absence of the relationship you longed for, your grief is real, and it deserves to be acknowledged. One thing I appreciate about Paisley's story is that it gives permission to grieve before the funeral. Society doesn't always understand anticipatory grief, but it's real. Every forgotten memory, every changed personality, every milestone that dementia steals can feel like another goodbye. And when death finally comes, it doesn't erase those earlier losses, it adds to them. If you're listening today and any part of this resonates with your story, we hope you'll know there's space for you here at Motherless Daughters Ministry. There isn't one right way to become motherless. Sometimes it's through death, sometimes it's through disease, sometimes it's through emotional absence or broken relationships. But whatever your story looks like, you're not walking it by yourself. Our prayer through Motherless Daughters Ministry is that women find a place where every layer of grief is welcome. The grief that comes before death, the grief that comes after death, and even the grief of the mother-child relationship that never became what it should have been. We believe God meets us in every one of those places, bringing comfort, hope, and the reminder that even in profound loss, we are never abandoned.
Thank you for joining us here at Motherless Daughters Ministry. If you need more nurturing words, we encourage you to have a listen to other episodes of this podcast. Don't forget to hit the subscribe or follow button so you can join us again next time.